watching Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Tonight from the Farrell Center in Waco, Texas, it's the 5th-ranked Baylor Bears hosting the Bears of Northern Colorado. Everybody, welcome inside the Farrell Center. John Morris alongside former Baylor standout King McClure. King, week 2 of the season. The tests just keep on coming for these Bears.
And they had a good one on Friday. Norfolk State, a really good team in their league. The Bears' defense wasn't the same defense that we're used to seeing. Gave up 70 points, 50% from the field. I know Coach Drew was not happy about that. We'll see what they do tonight.
Taking on a Northern Colorado team out of the Big Sky Conference. For the Bears, how about Adam Flagler? He's the reigning Big 12 Player of the Week.
I mean, everybody expected it. The 3 guards, the trio of guards, as I like to say, they might be just as good as the national championship trio. But this guy right here, Jalen Bridges, he has came onto the scene, really been able to find his own. At West Virginia, he was good, but now he comes to Baylor and elevates his game, his versatility, his ability to step behind the three-point line and shoot the ball consistently. He's been a major asset and honestly giving Baylor another option.
All right, here are the starters on the floor. The Bears wearing all white tonight. It is Flagler and Cryer and Keontae George, the guards. Flo Thamba, Jalen Bridges up front for Baylor. Give you the starters for Northern Colorado in a moment. Tip controlled by Baylor, and this game is underway in the Farrell Center. Northern Colorado out of the Big Sky Conference. Nice pass down low. Flo Thamba with the dunk for the first points of the night.
It's a great pass. Off the pin down. Saw the big wasn't there. Great find for Keontae George.
Northern Colorado comes in 1-1 on the season. Finished 3rd in the Big Sky a year ago. Couple of really good guards, and there's one of them, Dalen Kuntz, 6'4", 190-pound grad student from Denver. He was Big Sky's leading scorer a year ago, 10th in the nation, 21 points a game.
Dalen Kuntz gets buckets. Last year he had a game where he had 36 points. This guy right here can get buckets at a high rate. So if Baylor's not careful, he can heat up quickly.
Kuntz and Matt Johnson in the backcourt, 2 really good guards. Blue Ribbon Magazine says Northern Colorado has the best backcourt in the Big Sky Conference. We'll watch those guys this evening. Baylor's got a good guard group as well. Missed shot, kick out. Here's Johnson for 3, and it's good.
That's an area right there, J-Mo, that we have to watch for, the rebounding battle. Now, although Baylor won the rebounding battle last game, it was 35-29. That's still very close, especially for a team like Norfolk State that does not have the same size as Baylor.
So a 5-2 lead early for Northern Colorado. Flagler open for 3, and he knocks it down. Adam Flagler shooting 65% from the floor in the first 2 games this season.
It's a pretty good percentage, Jay.
How about he's 67% from three-point range?
That's even better.
That's King McClure land right there.
No, nowhere near that.
Johnson leaner in the post, shot no good. Loose ball, Keontae George runs it up for the Bears. 5-5 game early, travel by Keontae George, turnover Bears.
That's 2 early turnovers in the first 2 minutes of the game. That cannot be a trend. Last game they had 15 turnovers. Coach Drew loves to keep it 9 or under. 2 turnovers early on, not the best start for Baylor.
Scott Drew in his 20th season as head coach at Baylor. You saw his record at Baylor, 399 wins. So this could be milestone win number 400 tonight for Scott Drew as the Bears head coach. Good ball movement. Oh, a blocking foul on the perimeter on Bridges. Flagler maybe having a contact lens issue. I think he's all right. Going to stay in. And Northern Colorado inbounding on their baseline. Got to be more specific tonight. I can't just say Bears. We got Bears versus Bears this evening. There's a travel in the post area by Theo Hughes, 7-foot junior out of Brentwood, England. The head coach for Northern Colorado is Steve Smiley in his 3rd season. Smiley and Led the team a 22-16 record last year, 13-7 in the Big Sky, third place finish there. They finished in the semifinals of the CBI last year. Missed by George, a run out. Here's Kuntz. Tried to go between the legs of Flagler, ball knocked away. I don't think that was intentional. Bears come away with the steal. Cryer for three, and it's good.
That's a great sign right there. L.J. Cryer went 2 for 12 from 3 in the last game. He's known as a knockdown three-point shooter who shot over 48% before his injury. That's a great sign right there. One thing I know about him, he's always going to stay confident.
Jumper left corner is no good by Dalton Connect, senior from Thornton, Colorado. Nice drive by Keontae George. Ball saved inbounds. Thought it was headed out, but saved inbounds. Good job by Northern Colorado.
J-Mo, that's one of those plays that he's a freshman, he's young. He should have just caught the ball and shot it immediately. Making the extra move, trying to make the extra flare is not always the right play in the game of college.
Drive on the baseline. That is a charge on Dalton Connect, drawn by Baylor's big man, Flo Thamba. So it'll be Baylor's ball. Here's the Cryer three. You're right, that's a really good sign after the game he had Friday night.
Got his feet set, it's cash. The one thing about this man, he will shoot the ball and he will not stop shooting until it goes in. That's a true sign of a shooter. Can you still shoot the ball even if you're having an off night? Will you be confident enough to still take those attempts?
11.5 points a game by Cryer, one of 4 Baylor players averaging double digits. Flagler to Bridges for three. No good. Back iron. Rebound Kuntz on the backside. Here's Dalen Kuntz, runs it up. Started his career at Colorado. Now at Northern Colorado. Leading scorer in the Big Sky a year ago. Timeout on the floor. Bears on a 6-0 run to take an 8-5 lead over Northern Colorado.
This is a really sad situation. We hate to see things like this happen. But definitely prayers go out to the families of those young men that were killed and the whole College of Virginia and the football team. Definitely send our condolences and prayers.
Their game tonight, the Virginia basketball game, has been canceled. Baylor will see Virginia at a tournament in Las Vegas coming up on Friday. Cryer, leaner in the paint, shot no good. Loose ball tipped around. Kuntz has it for Northern Colorado. 8-5 Bears on top, 4.5 minutes in. Caleb Lohner's on the floor. Caleb, the transfer from BYU, originally out of Flower Mound. Also, Josh Ojanwuna is out there, big man for the Bears, the Baylor Bears. Cryer into the paint, nice move, little fade away under the bucket for 2 more.
It's a great move right there from L.J. Cryer. He's known as a shooter, but can put the ball on the floor, can get to the rim. That's an area where I feel like he can get a little better at, but he showed right there that he's been working on it during the offseason.
10-5, Bears on top, 5 minutes in first half. There's Johnson on the right wing, looks to drive, tried to pass it in the corner, ball knocked away, turnover, Northern Colorado. Riley Abercrombie is out there for Northern Colorado. Played at Boise State and Rice, and now is at Northern Colorado, 6'9" grad student from Australia. We're waiting, well, he's out there now. Number 30 in the navy blue is Caleb Shaw. Bears have a really good scouting report on him. We'll tell you about that. Tie up underneath. Dale Bonner out there. There is Caleb Shaw. Happens to be the nephew of Scott Drew. Caleb's mom is Dana, Coach Drew's sister. Casey Shaw is his dad, assistant coach at Grand Canyon University, coaching there with Bryce Drew at GCU. So we'll watch with great interest young Caleb Shaw tonight. There's his first shot of the night, shot no good. Fight for it, Abercrombie and Lohner tie it up, alternate possession, ball belongs to Northern Colorado.
J-Mo, as crazy as I heard, I don't know if this is true now, this is what I heard. I heard that Dana was the best hooper in the Scott Drew family, in the Drew family.
I can't confirm that, but I've heard the same thing.
I heard she was an absolute bucket. Never saw her, because I heard Bryce was too.
Yeah.
But I heard Dana was the best hooper in the family.
Coach Drew told me that just today. So
really?
Yes, he certainly feels that way. Nice runner in the paint by Adam Flagler. Bears go up 12-5. Dana is here tonight. Coach Homer Drew is here tonight. That's fun. Kind of a family affair with this Baylor-Northern Colorado matchup. Casey Shaw is coaching at GCU. Rebound, Lohner runs it into the front court. Lohner back to Flagler, gets a screen from Ojanwuna. Back to Flagler. To Cryer, looks to drive, and a foul on the perimeter. Foul's going to be on Matt Johnson, the second. Grad student from Aurora, Colorado. Former walk-on, he has started every game the last 3 seasons for Northern Colorado. Dale Bonner's on the floor for the Bears. Keontae George back out there. Cryer gets a break. Baylor on a 10-0 run. Northern Colorado has missed their last 4 shots from the floor. Flagler underneath, comes all the way back outside.
Way to keep his dribble alive right there.
Shot clock winding down, and he knocks down the triple.
That was a great play right there. Flagler had the mismatch, kicked it to Keontae, let the defense set a little bit. Keontae kicked it right back immediately because he noticed that Flagler had the mismatch. Great 3 right there.
For a 15-5 lead, Bears up by 10. They're on a 13-0 run. And when they trailed 5-2, short-lived lead for Northern Colorado. Bears have run off 13 straight.
Great 3. Keontae kicked it right back to Adam Flagler. Hit him with the hesitation pull. This is great awareness right there from the guards. Exploit the mismatch.
Northern Colorado inbounds. Nice drive to the bucket coming in from the right side. And Abercrombie the bucket. No, I'm sorry, that is Dalton Connect with the bucket. And that snaps the 13-0 Baylor run. Still the Bears on top, 15-7. 12.5 minutes to play first half. Langston Love on the floor for the Bears. Langston, redshirt freshman out of Universal City. 5 to shoot. George will shoot. 3 off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Caleb Shaw. Shaw brings it up himself. Freshman drives, shot is swatted away.
This is what Josh brings to the table. A rim protector, a little bit different than Flo Thamba. Flo Thamba is more of a guy who is going to take a charge, not really an above the rim protector. But this guy right here, Josh, he'll get over that rim.
Ball stays with Northern Colorado. Langston Reynolds is on, a freshman guard from Denver. Deep inbounds pass to Dalen Kuntz. Kuntz goes to work. They'll switch defensively. Kuntz looks to drive, has his pocket picked by Dale Bonner. Bonner will miss the shot, but he is hammered. Caleb Shaw the foul. Dale Bonner will have free throws following a timeout. 11:48 on the clock, first half. Baylor Bears lead by 8.
This is what makes Baylor's defense so good. Look at Flo Thamba, the ability as a center, a 5-man, being able to stay in front of the ball, which allows the guards to get the steals, and their guards are fast and great in transition. Good steal, good heads-up play right there by Dale Bonner, a guy who's finally getting his confidence and really coming to his own.
You know, Baylor played those 5 games in Canada in the Global Jams tournament over the summer. Dale Bonner had the most minutes of any Baylor player. Now, there were 3 guys that were out, still rehabbing from injuries. But I think that could have been a real boost for him to get all those minutes.
And people don't really understand how huge those games, those tournaments are that are before the season. You grow as a player, you grow in your confidence. You finally see the ball go in with your team. You get the gel, the chemistry. Those moments are huge for a team. Those preseason exhibition games, they play a big role into your success.
First free throw is good by Bonner. Baylor as a team, 66% shooting free throws through the first 2 games. A couple of free throws there, ups the lead to 10 again, 17-7, Bears on top. Pressure in the backcourt. Jalen Bridges back on. Langston Love remains out there. Keontae George, Dale Bonner, Flo Thamba. There's Dalen Kuntz, top of the key. Kuntz looks to drive. Step back 3. It's in. There's Kuntz, guy who averaged 21 points a game last year.
That's a tough shot right there. Kuntz can make that. But Flo Thamba kept him in front, forced him to take a step back 3. That's not bad defense. That's just a great shot by a good player.
Bonner drives in, lays it in. Got a step on his defender, got past him and laid it in for 2, and the Bears go up by 9.
Dale's change of pace, his stop and go is so hard to guard. When I guard him, when he stops on the dime, his explosion out, his first step, is really elite. Look at him right here, getting the steal. If he doesn't dunk this, that's it. There we go. He dunked the ball. Good job, Dale. I was about to say, if he doesn't dunk it, it shouldn't count. But there we go. Show off the athleticism because he is very, very athletic.
Pass was telegraphed, and Bonner took advantage. His second steal here in the first half. He's the Bears team leader in steals, and he puts the Bears up by 11. 21-10, Baylor on top.
Look at the Bears defense. They try to keep you on the side. They want to trap you on one side so you don't get to the other side of the court, which makes you only play on half of the court, which shrinks everything. Good pass.
Wow, how about Keontae George up the floor to Jalen Bridges, lays it in. Timeout, Northern Colorado. Bears streak to the other end, leading to the Bridges lay-in. Baylor leads by 13.
Keontae George with the elite pass. In transition, Jalen Bridges running, showing his versatility. I love the look. I love the vision that Keontae George has shown this season.
How about Jalen Bridges, 6'7", running the floor, being able to handle that pass in transition.
Yeah, that wasn't an easy finish right there. He had a guy right there in front of him, had to avoid the block and also avoid the charge, so he had to angle his body in a way where he can get the ball up and finish. Put a little bit of what they call jelly on it, J-Mo. It's a great pass, thread the needle. Had to angle his body, put a little bit of spin, a little bit of jelly on it right there to go in. Jalen Bridges has really been impressive this season.
Went around the defender, did not charge. Gives the Bears their biggest lead of the half, 23-10, Baylor on top. Jalen Bridges, the transfer from West Virginia. Originally out of Fairmont, West Virginia. Here's Matt Johnson bringing the ball across midcourt. Big man Theo Hughes, the 7-footer, back out there. And another steal. Keontae George from behind. Ahead to Love. He'll lay it in.
There we go. A great find in transition from Keontae George once again. The freshman being able to come up with the steal and find the open man. This young man is going to be really good for the Bears this year.
That is 9 turnovers by Northern Colorado. First 10 minutes of the game. 4 assists by Keontae George already. He's had 7 assists each of the first 2 games. You know, you think of him as a scorer, and he is, but he certainly contributes in other ways, like assists.
Yeah, I think that's what makes him an NBA prospect. A lot of guys come in as a 2-guard. It's really hard to be able to make an impact scoring-wise and be able to go first round and be a one-and-done player. But if you can add the fact that you can really see the floor, you can pass, you can make the players around you better, that turns you into an NBA player and gets you to the next level.
There's a charge by Dalton Connect, and that is turnover number 10 in the first half by Northern Colorado. Flo drawing the charge.
That's what Flo Thamba does. It's really hard to go against a big fella who you don't know if he's going to block my shot or step over and take a charge. Therefore, as an offensive player, you're always guessing. Do I need to finish high? Do I need to Euro step and get around him? Flo Thamba is one of the best big defenders in the country because of that reason, the uncertainty that offensive players always have going up against them.
He's drawn a couple of charges here in the first half. Nice entry pass to Thamba. He is fouled. Nope, going to be a charge on Thamba the other way.
Now, J-Mar, I hype my man up, but I have to say this. Last game, he only had 2 rebounds. Flo Thamba has to be better than that. You're a fifth-year senior. You have to be better than just 2 rebounds. You're out there for a reason. You are the one person on this team that's won a national championship. Well, I guess you have 2 others, or 3 others if you count Zach. But he has to be better than that. He's been there. He knows what it takes. 2 rebounds in a game is unacceptable.
Thamba to the bench. Josh Ojanwuna is back on there, back on the floor. There's a trap in the backcourt of Kuntz. He gets it away to Matt Johnson. Johnson up the floor to Shaw. Pass out into the backcourt. That'll be another turnover by Northern Colorado. Boy, that's 11, King. Bears really digging in defensively, forcing those turnovers.
Yeah, they're definitely turning it up right now. I mean, this is what you would expect. After a game where you played Norfolk State, you gave up 50% from the field. You would expect this effort on the defensive end, and nothing less.
Steve Smiley, their head coach, says, hang on to the ball, guys. Giving it away too much. A miss by Cryer from the right wing. Headed up the floor. It'll be a foul on Baylor's Keontae George. It's his first. Baylor leading by 15, 25-10. Their biggest lead of the first half. Cryer on Johnson defensively.
Oh, that's great defense right there.
It's another charge. Keontae George in his hip pocket.
That right there is textbook closeout. Chop your feet, high hands, beat him to the spot, take it with your chest and fall. That's a textbook closeout right there. Great defense right there from Keontae.
And a legit charge. Remember, a rule change this year. There's no warning for flopping. If an official calls a flop, it's a technical. Caleb Shaw, 3, left wing, no good. Rebound by Hughes.
Jamal, how do you feel about that rule?
I think it's very punitive. I think maybe there should be a warning.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, as an offensive player, I guess you always kind of sort of flop. But we can get back to this right after the break.
Northern Colorado visiting Waco from Greeley, Colorado. Here are their scoring leaders through their first 2 games of the year. Dalton connected 13.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds. Talked a lot about Dalen Kuntz, leading returning scorer in the Big Sky. He's averaging 13 a game so far. And Caleb Shaw, the freshman from Arizona, 13 points, 5.5 rebounds per game. Happens to be Scott Drew's nephew, Caleb Shaw. He's part of a team at Valley Christian High School in Arizona that won the 3A state championship last year. He was their leading scorer and rebounder on that team.
Yeah, this team is not shy when it comes to offensive firepower. They have guys who can get buckets. They shoot 40% from the 3 combined as a team. They'll be really tough in their league.
There's steal that pass in the backcourt. Bridges misses. But the ball goes out of bounds. We'll stay with the Bears, who lead by the Baylor Bears, who lead 25-10. Zach Loveday on the floor for the first time tonight, 7-foot junior. Gallipolis, Ohio. How about Bridges, a 3 from the right wing. 11-0 run by the Bears, their second run of 10 or more points by Baylor tonight. And their biggest lead at 28-10. Abercrombie trapped in the corner. Has the ball knocked out of his hands. Boy, Baylor is very active defensively, aren't they?
Yeah, so I actually watched Northern Colorado play Houston about, I think it was last week. And it was actually kind of similar. I mean, for me, what I'm looking at is Houston held this team to 31, 32 points around that. Can Baylor match the same thing? Can Baylor be better than that? Can they be better than Houston? Because when you look at Houston, that's a team that you'll potentially face in the tournament. That's a team who will come into the Big 12 next year. That's a team who has a national championship potential. just like Baylor does. So when you compare that, that's what you're comparing yourself to in these type of games.
Abercrombie the three, Shaw for three, it's no good. Put back, no, but a foul on Zach Loveday. He fouls Juju Ramirez.
I'll tell you one thing, Caleb Shaw is not shy. He touches that thing, it's going up. But I love it, though. As a freshman, a lot of freshmen don't have that same confidence. But this is a good rebound right here. Zach has to be better, put his hands up, not reach in and bring him down, because when you're the rule of verticality, hands straight up in the air, it's not a foul. As soon as you bring them down, it's an automatic foul.
Uses the glass, hits that free throw. And Northern Colorado not shy in their schedule. They played two of the top 5 ranked teams in the nation in their first 3 games. Lost at Houston in their season opener. As you said, 83 to 36. Now playing 5th ranked Baylor here tonight. Second one no good. It's 28-14. Baylor on top. 3 by Bridges, a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's tough. What makes it even tougher is both of those teams lock up on the defensive end. A lot of times you go to a high-powered offensive school or a top 10 school and they're good, but defensively they're not great. The two teams that they happen to run into are both great defensively. Makes it tough on Northern Colorado.
So Matt Johnson hit the three-pointer. It is an 8-0 run by, or a 7-0 run by Northern Colorado over the last 35 seconds. Climb within 11. Coach Drew wants a timeout right here.
I mean, this is a great timeout. I mean, right now, when you look at it, they're shooting 40% from 3. Coach Drew's not happy with that. Even though they're shooting 37.5 from the field, 40% from 3 is a little too high. You want to see that number go down, and I know Coach Drew is telling that in the huddle right now.
Both teams dead even beyond the arc. Both 4 of 10 so far. A couple of those have come recently for Northern Colorado to climb back into it. Scott Drew in his 20th season, again on the verge of his 400th win at Baylor. Would reach that milestone with a win tonight over Northern Colorado. Foul on the perimeter. It's Langston Reynolds whistled for the foul. Not if, but when he gets there, Coach Drew would become one of just 10 active coaches and one of 2 in the Big 12 with 400-plus wins at their current school. You think Bill Self is the other in the Big 12. You say, what about Bob Huggins, who's won 900 games in his coaching career?
Oh, my goodness.
But 900. Not 400 at his current school. Yeah, 900.
900 games is a very long time.
That's a long time.
It was crazy. I got a chance to interview Coach Huggins for Big 12 Media Day. And I asked him, who was your favorite player that he ever coached? Most coaches shy away from this question. They always give you the politically correct answer. I don't have a favorite. I like all my players the same. I love them all. Coach Huggins was like, oh, it's not even close. Kenyon Martin. And I thought to myself, I was like, Kenyon Martin? that was a long time. That was about
Cincinnati days.
That was like 20 years ago, Coach. I was like early 2000s when I was like barely born. And it made me realize that Coach Huggins has been doing this for a very, very long time.
Cryer misses on the 3. Johnson hits on the 3. Matt Johnson, couple of threes back-to-back for Northern Colorado. He is 3 of 3 from beyond the arc.
Bears have to clean that up. The transition defense right there. They let Johnson get free twice in the past 3 or 4 last possessions. Transition defense is crucial.
Flagler, an off-balance 3 is good from the left-hand corner. Flagler answers. He's got 11 here in the first half. Oh, nice pass. Ooh, lay-in just rolls off from Dalen Kuntz.
Big Josh saved the play right there because the Baylor defense fell asleep.
Caleb Lohner running the floor, gets the bank-in runner. Baylor leads by 15 again, 35-20. Well, that quick timeout really Gonna reset Baylor.
Yeah.
Both ends of the floor.
It's a great timeout right there for Coach Drew.
Kuntz with 8 on the shot clock, misses. Dale Bonner rebounds, and he's off to the races. Bonner puts his head down. Dish to Josh. The finger roll is good. Big Josh, the bucket, assist Dale Bonner.
Dale Bonner, the stop and go, and to be able to fit the ball through that tight window. That's a great play right there, Dale.
I thought he was too far into the bucket to pass it back out in traffic. Beautiful assist.
That was impressive.
Miss Lohner, rebound, but he falls down with the rebound, and that will be a travel, and the ball goes to Northern Colorado. Take a look at this one again. Bonner with the assist. Josh Ojonwuno, the bucket for Baylor.
J-Mo, you better watch your belongings because there's some thieves in the building. The Baylor Bears stealing everything from Northern Colorado, especially because of this man right here, Dale Bonner, everywhere, all in the passing lanes. They're just getting it done. You better protect the ball around them. If you play with it, they will take it from you.
7 steals by the Bears total in the first half. That is tremendous. It's really been spread around too. Bonner, Keontae George, Langston Love helps the Bears to a 17-point lead, their biggest of the night, 37-20. No, actually, they've led by 18 when it was 28-10. Northern Colorado's ball out of the timeout. Johnson to Kuntz, off balance 3 to beat the shot clock, left it just short, nearly hit it.
You see, if you're Northern Colorado and you have Flo Thamba, who is the big man on an island on the perimeter trying to guard one of your guards, you have to try to take advantage of that mismatch. Flo Thamba's a great defender, but as a guard, you should not let a big be able to stay in front of you. So you should have to be able to exploit that and take advantage of the mismatch, and not even just to score, J-Mo, be able to make the defense sag in and help so you can kick and get a shot for your teammate.
Fouls on Brock Wisney, freshman from Thornton, Colorado, puts Flo Thamba at the line. Flo in his pink shoes at the line. I think he's partial to those. He's worn those a lot.
I mean, I like those shoes. I like the kicks. If they were my size, I would take them from him.
No, we were talking about legal steals. We're not talking about illegal steals. Wisney was guilty of that foul. Bears by 17, 2:47 to play before halftime. Pass to Wisney on the baseline, lost it out of bounds. Will stay with Northern Colorado. Here's Caleb Shaw back on the floor. Comes by his basketball skills very honestly. Ooh. Oh, wow. Easy play on the inbounds. Wisney with the bucket. Now 20-4, points in the paint. Baylor with the advantage. Only the 3rd and 4th points in the paint by Northern Colorado. Runner by Keontae George is good. That's like I need a bucket here, I'm gonna get a bucket. That's his first points of the night. You never had that feeling, did you, King?
Yeah, every now and then, but try not to be that person.
Within the offense.
Yeah, within the offense. I always have to do it within the offense because it's those few times where you try to break it off, and if you miss, you look really bad. Great pass.
Woo, nice pass. George to Lohner, who's fouled. Lohner running the floor, very athletic. Caleb Lohner will go to the free throw line. Again, a transfer from BYU. BYU coming into the Big 12 Conference next year. Lohner a couple of points already tonight and 5 rebounds in 8 minutes. It's a productive 8 minutes for him.
J-Mo, how great will the conference be next year?
Oh, think about it.
The conference is going to be spectacular. When you're talking about adding Houston, who's a top 5 team right now, BYU, who even if they're not a top 25 team, they probably have a top 15, top 20 atmosphere in college basketball. UCF, another great basketball school. And Cincinnati, I mean, the rich history. You talked about Bob Huggins earlier and Kenyon Martin. What they started there. Cincinnati's another great program. I mean, you lose Oklahoma, Texas, I'm cool with it. Bye. Go have fun in the SEC, but the Big 12 definitely elevated.
Yeah, those four coming in really does elevate the overall quality of this league. Pretty amazing. George for three, leaves it just short, front rim. The other end, Caleb Shaw missed a three-pointer. Baylor by 19 here with 1:28 to play in the first half. And it's going to be a foul on Baylor's Jalen Bridges. That is his second. Stops the clock with 1:18 to play before halftime. Bears from here go to the Continental Tire Tournament in Las Vegas over the weekend. They'll play Virginia, as we mentioned, on Friday night. They'll play the other two teams there are UCLA and Illinois. So the two winners on Friday meet in the championship. The other two meet in the second game.
You know, Virginia's always a good team, but I absolutely cannot stand the way they play basketball. They milk every possession. Defensively, they're always going to be great. Tony Bennett always has a great defensive team. But on the offensive end, they milk every possession. What's really crazy is Jared Butler really wanted to go to Virginia. And I asked him, like, why? What intrigued you? He really liked Tony Bennett. But I was like, Jared, you would not be good in that system. Because how slow they play, that's not his tempo. It's not his speed. But that's going to be a great tournament, though. UCLA is a good team. Illinois is a good team. A potential chance for Baylor to play Matthew Meyer. To get Matthew Meyer against his former Bears, that will be entertaining.
Who's now at Illinois. Could happen on Sunday.
And you know who else has been playing really well for Illinois that we forgot about? Dane Danger.
Oh, yeah. I heard that this week.
Dane Danger has been absolutely killing it. And oh my goodness, right there, the three. Dane Danger has looked like a monster on the court right there. He's very talented. I was not expecting that out of him.
Dane has really changed his body and is getting a lot of minutes there. And there's another, no, not a charge. Yeah, it is a charge. Another charge drawn by the Bears. Juju Ramirez guilty of the charge.
Keontae George with another defensive play. I mean, his passing ability, his defense, that is the thing that has been most impressive and stood out in these first three games. Not his scoring. I can care less about his scoring. Anybody can score the ball. But defensively and passing, playmaking, that makes him special.
Runner by Flagler, no good. Ball out of bounds. Last touched by Baylor. Goes over to Northern Colorado. 14 turnovers in the first half by the visitors from Greeley, Colorado. 7 by the Baylor Bears. Five seconds difference in the two clocks. 20 to shoot for Northern Colorado.
You know, this might be the first time I've seen Baylor play 4 guards. This is something that we can really get used to this year. They might go to this a few times if they need a bucket or they need to get instant offense.
Kuntz, the runner, is good. Dalen Kuntz, the bucket for Northern Colorado.
That's a good floater right there. That's really tough from the angle he came from and everything.
4 seconds to go in the half. Flagler for three. No good. Front iron. Boy, it was right on. Just left it short. And we reach halftime. Baylor leads by 18 over Northern Colorado.
By 18. I'm sure Coach Drew is going to want to tweak just a few things. They could pay more attention on the defensive side, but they did what they were supposed to do in the first half.
Bears with 4 guards on the floor, as King mentioned at the end of the half. We may see that again. Baylor 44, Northern Colorado 26 at the half. Team that's picked #1 in the preseason poll. Here's a look. Baylor picked #1 in the preseason of the Big 12 Conference. Kansas picked number 2. Texas third with one first-place vote. TCU fourth. Then Oklahoma State, Tech, Oklahoma, Iowa State, West Virginia, and K-State, with Coach Jerome Tang there for the K-State Wildcats. I don't know. I mean, I could see maybe picking them 10th in the preseason.
No.
But by the same token, that's Jerome Tang there.
No shot. K-State will finish above Oklahoma, above Iowa State, maybe above West Virginia. I think they'll creep into that. And above Oklahoma State. They'll creep into like that top 5, top 6 mark. They have 2 players over there that are game changers, Naquan Tomlin and Keontae Johnson. Those 2 guys are game changers, and those 2 guys are better than any guys on Oklahoma, Iowa State, West Virginia, Oklahoma State. They're game changers. They're probably 2 NBA players. And the fact that you can have 2 NBA players on your team says a lot. It will win you some games in this conference.
Team had 2 scholarship players when Coach Tang arrived in Manhattan. 2.
That's crazy.
So he had to fill out his roster. And I agree with you. They are going to be a tough out in the Big 12, even in Coach Tang's first year.
Yeah, Coach Tang, when he first got the job, it was Final Four week, and I was out there. I hadn't congratulated him yet. I thought he was going to be out there in Final Four, and I texted him and said, hey, are you coming to the Final Four? Texted back and said, no, we got to go get guys.
That's right.
And I was like, yep, that sounds just like a Coach Tang saying, we got to go get guys. And he always ends all his texts with man happiness.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, Coach, you got to stop saying that. That really isn't it, but I get it. But man happiness just, I don't know about that one.
There's a push and a foul. First foul of the half on Northern Colorado. It's on Theo Hughes. Inbound 3, no good by Flagler. Up the floor in a hurry is Matt Johnson. Nice dish. Laid it off for Dalen Koontz for the lay-in.
That was a good break right there. Ball didn't touch the floor. That's a great fast break.
Keep saying Matt Johnson contributing for Northern Colorado. Of course, we have a Matt Johnson here at Baylor. Not on the floor, but head of our ticket office.
Matt, shout out Matt.
Shout out Matt.
He used to be the guy when it comes to getting my tickets. Shout out Matt Johnson and what he does for the program.
He is still the guy. It's our Matt Johnson. Rebound, saved inbounds, Northern Colorado. Bears have a 15-5 lead in fast break points. Steal taken away by Cryer up the floor. Back to Cryer for the lay-in on the assist by Adam Flagler.
It's a great break on a 2-on-1. Get wider than the lane lines. Great break. Make the defender make a decision. Great pass right there from Adam Flagler.
Update that stat to 17-5 lead for the Bears, the Baylor Bears, in fast break points. 3 by Johnson in the corner is good.
You know, Northern Colorado can say a lot of things, but this guy right here, Johnson, he has played very, very well tonight. His ability to shoot the tray, make the right decision, he's played really well.
Those 2 guards, Johnson and Dalen Koontz, really, really good. Bridges for 3, no good. Koontz the rebound. Johnson is 4 of 5 on 3-pointers tonight, King. Koontz will drive in no man's land. Shot blocked there by Flo Thamba.
Koontz has to be more decisive on that drive. I mean, got stuck, got in the air. It's the last thing you ever want to do as a guard. Don't leave your feet. Coach Jacobs used to always tell us, jump stop you have to come to 2, but never leave your feet if you're an offensive player.
Keontae George had a look at a 3, wouldn't go. 3 by Johnson, near side, no good. Rebound Flagler, runs it up, has options. Bounces on the baseline to Bridges for 2. Another assist for Adam Flagler. That is 5 on the night to go with his 11 points. Baylor up by 17 over Northern Colorado. 3 from the corner. That one rims out for Bryce Kennedy. Kennedy from Allen, Texas. Bears take it the other way. Nice bounce pass. Flagler to Thamba, and he's fouled.
Good patience right there from Adam Flagler. Not rushing it. That's the biggest difference between Northern Colorado and Baylor. When Baylor's on defense, Northern Colorado has the ball, they tend to be sped up. They tend to be trying to make decisions too fast. But look right here, Adam Flagler takes his time, surveys what he has, throws a little pocket pass to Flo Thamba. Great decision.
Thamba shooting free throws, rims out. He's 0 for 2 on the night.
Flo has to make free throws. I know Coach Drew is not happy with the 0 for 2. He has to be able to knock down free throws, or else you'll see teams foul him intentionally.
1 of 2 there by Thamba, who just noticed changed shoes at halftime. Remember, we talked about his pink shoes. Wait, where'd you go at halftime? Wait, what are you wearing? You like those pink shoes, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to go take them at halftime.
Flo had to change shoes.
Oh.
Banker up and in. Tough shot by Dalen Kuntz.
That's a tough finish right there. I mean, Flo Thamba went up vertical, the rule of verticality. Go straight up, don't bring your arms down. It's not a foul. Great finish, though.
16-point advantage for Baylor. Here's Keontae George, drives in, left-hand layup is good. Kuntz comes right back in a flash, is through the paint and lays it in on the reverse.
Kuntz showing why he led the Big Sky in scoring last year. Why he's a guy that can get you 36 points and can really heat up.
13 points tonight by Kuntz. 12 by his backcourt mate, Matt Johnson. So 25 of their 35 by those two. Jalen Bridges answers for Baylor.
I just know one thing, if Northern Colorado, you have to be able to get stops. You can't keep trading buckets with a team like Baylor. They're too good for that.
Nice kick to the corner. 3 is up and in. Falls in. Nice touch by Dalton Connect. Colorado has hit their last 3 shots from the floor. Pull within 15. Bonner's pass deflected. He gets it back. Gives to Cryer. Cryer, runner, up and in. Timeout, Baylor, with 14:57 to play. Kuntz having a nice night as advertised for Northern Colorado with 13 points. Baylor leads it 55-38. Back with us inside the Farrell Center. Baylor leads Northern Colorado 55-38. The lady in the brown leather jacket right there is Dana Shaw. That is Coach Drew's sister. It's Caleb Shaw's mom. Caleb, a freshman on the Northern Colorado team. And there is Caleb. So it's a real family affair tonight here in the Farrell Center. Add to it Scott Drew on the Baylor bench and Homer Drew seated in the section right behind the Baylor bench. So really cool to have Dana here. Her husband Casey may be tuned in to us this evening. Casey coaching for Grand Canyon University. And Caleb's brother Isaiah playing for Grand Canyon. Another brother, younger brother, still out there. I'm sure very heavily recruited, if not already will be. Whoa, a steal by Bridges on the perimeter. All the way for the lay-in.
You know, the Drews have to be probably one of the nicest families to ever exist. I was in Phoenix about 2-3 weeks ago playing in the 3-on-3 tournament, and Homer and Bryce came to the tournament. They came to the game.
Yeah.
They had to drive 30 minutes out their way, but came to the game, and I mean, it was me and Robbie Hummel on the same team. And they came to watch us, and it meant a lot, you know, for those guys to, they didn't have to do that, but they still were able, they still came, and it was cool.
Yeah,
and, they
really
tried,
cool.
and they tried to coach us afterwards. You know, the coaching in their blood.
That's pretty cool. You know, it's like when you're family at Baylor, you're family, and you're family for life. You know that better than I do. But that is really cool. It's great that Homer is here on what could be a historic night. Scott Drew going for his 400th win at Baylor. There's Caleb Shaw. We showed him earlier. Ball knocked out of bounds, gets us to a timeout. Scott Drew and the Baylor Bears lead Northern Colorado 60-38. The block takes us to a break. Northern Colorado's ball when we come back. Back inside the Farrell Center, there's some members of the Baylor women's basketball team, and they will be in action tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central Time here at the Farrell Center. They're up to number 17 in the nation, and they will play SMU, an old Southwest Conference reunion tomorrow night. Baylor SMU women's basketball tomorrow night right here in the Farrell Center, and right here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Baylor women off to a 2-0 start. Men 2-0, trying to get to 3-0. Well on their way with a 60-38 lead. Still 13:34 to play in the second half. .22 lead, biggest of the night for the Bears as Northern Colorado puts the ball back in play. Lohner stands up tall on the baseline defensively and grabs the rebound.
That would have been a smooth layup had it gone down.
All knocked away from behind, stolen. And stolen right back. Cryer up the floor to Bonner. Bonner, Euro step, shot no good. Lohner the rebound for Baylor. Put back, won't fall. Rebounded by Juju Ramirez. Three by Shaw, straight away, won't fall. Had a good look, wouldn't go down for him.
Yeah, he's had a rough night tonight, but the good thing is, as a shooter, you don't stop shooting.
This guy averaging 13 points a game as a freshman for Northern Colorado. He is 0 for 7 tonight. Nice dive for that loose ball. Players for both teams all over the floor. Ramirez comes up with it. Josh, I think, got a block from behind on that ball.
That's great hustle right there from both teams. Sacrifice your body. First team to the floor wins normally.
So the Bears end up with that loose ball, looking to increase their 22-point lead. Cryer to Love for three, won't fall. John Wuna with the rebound, gets tangled up a little bit with Ramirez. Foul is going to be on, I think, on Ramirez. Both are number 15. Here's how they get tied up trying to get that loose ball.
And look at the hustle right there.
1, 2, 3, 4 bodies on the floor.
This is just great effort right here. Who wants it more? I mean, Northern Colorado down by 22, still diving on the floor right there, still making those efforts. It says a lot about your team.
Inbounds to Dale Bonner, 18 on the shot clock.
Oh.
Whoa, nice move. Bonner wouldn't fall. Tip no good. And Bonner with the steal. And the putback. How about that hustle by Dale Bonner for the bucket. Drive by Shaw. Foul before the shot. Free throws for Northern Colorado after a break. 11:50 to go. Dale Bonner, the bucket. He's got 6 on the night. This one due to the hustle on the steal in the bucket. Baylor leads Northern Colorado by 24, 62-38. We've got 11:50 on the clock. Here's the Big Sky preseason poll. Northern Colorado right there near the top, second only to Montana State, right ahead of Montana. So very high expectations for this Northern Colorado team, King, with the great backcourt that's ranked number 1 in the Big Sky Conference and picked second in the league.
Yeah, I mean, if they keep playing with this firepower and the ability to knock down shots and from the perimeter, and if they just slow down offensively and not be so sped up, I think they have a chance to win the league.
Here's had the steal of the inbounds play. Caleb Shaw driving in. He's going to get free throws.
Not just saying this because Caleb Shaw is, part of the Baylor family, but I really like his aggression.
Yeah.
I mean, every single time he touched the ball, he's always trying to make something happen. And like non-biased, completely non-biased, I really love his aggression.
He doesn't look like a freshman, does he?
He does. As a freshman, that's exactly what I was about to say. As a freshman, a lot of times you don't see that. You don't see that aggression out of a freshman. Normally, you try to be a little passive and let the upperclassmen take their shots and do what they do. But every single time he touches the rock, he is looking to make something happen. I love it.
Caleb Shaw trying to be distracted. The Baylor students trying to distract him. Knocks down the second free throw. His first point of the night. Caleb Shaw will repeat again. Coach Drew's nephew. And he'll go to the bench. 62-39 our score. Baylor on top. Still 11 minutes, 25 seconds to go in this game. Flagler on the perimeter to Bonner. Flagler to Lohner. Dribbles along the top of the key, left to right. Nice pass. Bonner the assist. Caleb Lohner the dunk for Baylor.
That was great penetration right there. Dale Bonner was able to stop. That's a great cut from Caleb Lohner.
Bears lead in points in the paint, 38-12. Fourth dunk tonight by the Bears. Drive, scoop, shot no good. Lohner had the ball knocked out of his hands. Going to be Baylor's ball.
Great find right here. Good backdoor cut. You see your man stopped? You have to move without the ball. Key skill in basketball. Caleb Lohner does it right there. Gets the easy flush.
12 steals on the night tonight, Daniel tells us. And that equals the steal total.
Oh!
Whoa, the alley-oop. A thing of beauty to Josh Ojonwuna. How about that? A beautiful alley-oop to Josh.
That's great hands right there.
Ball knocked out of his hands. Will stay with Northern Colorado. Take a look at this one again. It's Flagler, the assist to Josh Ojonwuna. He just rose majestically off the floor. And when you're that big, you don't have to go that high to flush it home.
I like how you phrased that. He rose majestically.
Looks really good in slow motion, too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mid-range jumper, no. Caleb Lohner, the rebound. They're starting to extend their lead here, halfway through the second half. Langston Love, drive, banker, no. Falls down, gets right up. Love coming off that knee surgery. Injured his knee last year, just a little over a year ago in the exhibition game or scrimmage game for the Bears against A&M. Kick to the left side to Love for three, and it's in. Another assist by Adam Flagler. Timeout, Northern Colorado.
That's a great decision from Adam Flagler. He had the opportunity to use the Euro step to gain an advantage to score, but he used the Euro step as an advantage to suck the defense in, which gave his teammate an open shot. That's not only a great basketball play, that is called maturity. That is maturation in basketball. Adam Flagler 2 years ago would have shot that shot shine into being a point guard. Makes the right play, gets an open three in transition. Great play from Adam Flagler.
How about 11 points and 7 assists now by Flagler on the night. Really nice night. 13 steals on the night by Baylor as a team. Dale Bonner has 5 of those. One shy of his career high. He had 6 against Oklahoma March 10th last year. So the Bears doing it on both ends of the floor with those steals defensively. Shooting now right about the same as halftime, 52%, holding Northern Colorado to 33% shooting from the floor. Quick timeout expires. Here's Dalen Kuntz bringing it into the front court. Pryor stays right with him. Gives the ball to Dalton Connect. Connect pass stolen away. Another steal by the Bears. 14 on the night. Flagler, top of the key. Flagler drives. Picks up his dribble. To Lohner. Shot no good. A little bit too much momentum driving in on that baseline. There's Kuntz, throws it up. He is fouled. No, I'm sorry. That's a charge on Dalen Kuntz. Is that Flagler who drew the charge?
It's Cryer.
Cryer, it is.
Steps in there. That's a great call.
Wow.
falls and yells, gets hit in the chest. It's the right call.
L.J. Cryer drawing the charge. Baylor up by 30 with 8:43 to play. Into the corner to Cryer. And a three ball is in by L.J. Cryer.
It's a great find. Coming off the screen, saw that the guy in the corner who was guarding him was in a little too far.
Steal or a rebound by Flo Thamba. Puts the ball in the hands of Flagler. Back to Thamba. Nice pass, give and go, and Flo Thamba banks it in.
This is when the Bears are very tough to stop. When they get rolling, all three of the guards are able to share the ball, move it. They're playing the right way, not hunting shots, but playing for each other. That's when this team is tough to guard.
Drive kick to the corner where Bryce Kennedy out of Allen, Texas hits the three-pointer. Makes it 74-42, Baylor on top. Under 8 minutes to play in this game. How about that shot? Flagler just sort of ad-libs to put that one in.
Adam Flagler just made that shot look so easy, so smooth.
13 on the night. He's scaring a double-double. He's got 9 assists. Leaner left side is good by Dalen Kuntz. (76-44) is the Baylor lead. 7 minutes, 18 seconds and counting in the second half. Flagler a big night. Cryer a big night. Flo Thamba, big night for the big man, is fouled. 2 free throws for Flo Thamba following a timeout. 7 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. Baylor leads it, 76-44. Let's look at Adam Flagler. Nice night going for the first team All Big 12 preseason player. 13 points, 9 assists. King, he's 1 assist away from a double-double. 3 of 7 from three-point range tonight.
I think he gets it. I think he'll get it.
I think that's partly why he's still out there on the floor. Assist for the double-double. Caleb Lohner sitting at 6 points and 10 rebounds. 10 rebounds, a Baylor career high. He's within shouting range of a double-double himself. Thamba, 1 of 2, 77-44, the Baylor lead. 7:10 on the clock. Pressure in the backcourt. Be a foul on Flagler in the backcourt. Working hard defensively in that full court press. So we saw the 4 guards right before the end of the half, right? I don't think we have since.
Yeah, that's a lineup that you could potentially go to in certain situations. Only question is, can they rebound out of it?
Yep.
Can they block out? Can they be strong enough, tough enough to get the boards, especially when they have that size differential?
Knocked away, retained by Northern Colorado. Shaw, nice pass underneath, leads to the bucket. Caleb Shaw, the assist. Brock Wisney, the bucket. Freshman to freshman. 77-46 our score, 6:40 to play. The alley-oop, up and in, another alley-oop.
And there it is right there, the double-double. Now you can get him out the game.
Big smile on the face of Adam Flagler. 10th assist of the night to go with his 13 points. Step back 3 off the mark by Johnson. Here comes Jalen Bridges. To Cryer, to George. Fouled on the drive on the baseline. Two free throws coming for Keontae George. Certainly things ramp up more this week in the Baylor schedule. As we said, going to Las Vegas for that tournament. Virginia, UCLA, Illinois, and Baylor, the 4 teams in that Continental Tire tournament in Las Vegas. Games Friday and Sunday over the weekend.
It's a good 4 teams. They'll have some really good tournaments this week. They also have the PK. What's that? PK 80, the Phil Knight tournament. I think it's in Portland. Yeah, I know Robbie Hummel's doing that. That'll be a good tournament. I mean, the schedule right here: Gonzaga, December the 2nd. That'll be a great test for him. Virginia, even Marquette will be good. I mean, Shaka Smart has those guys very competitive. So they'll have some good tests. This Baylor team will be tested in the next few weeks.
There's 5 games on the schedule board right there. 4 of them on the road. McNeese, the only home game in that group. So they'll play in Las Vegas. They'll play in Milwaukee. They'll meet Gonzaga at the Pentagon in South Dakota. Shoving at the end of the play. Cooler heads prevail. It's a good officiating crew tonight. Doug Sermon's leading the way. Michael Greenstein, Brett Smith. Got to make sure everybody is calmed down before play resumes. The foul is on Bridges, right?
Yeah, the foul is on Bridges.
To explain himself to AB. So free throws coming for Northern Colorado. Matt Johnson to the line. Doug Sermons continues conversation with Jalen Bridges. Free throw's good. Bridges now moves into his spot there along the lane. (80-47), Baylor on top. They get 80-48 after the free throw with 5:59 remaining. There's Dale Bonner across the midcourt stripe for Baylor. Sets the offense in motion. Gives to Bridges. And a foul away from the ball. It's on Caleb Shaw. Second personal on Shaw. Rough night shooting, we mentioned. There's a good look at Caleb Shaw. 0 for 8 from the floor, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. You think he feels a little pressure coming in here with, you know, Scott Drew on the opposite bench?
You know, I feel like he always wants that, you know, Thanksgiving dinner. Hey, Unc, I killed y'all. I had 15. But, I mean, he's not going to be able to say that this game. But, you know, he would love to be able to brag a little bit and be able to have that upper hand. Oh, good pass.
Woo, nice pass. What a beauty. Keontae George to Jalen Bridges for 2. Beautiful assist by George.
That's one thing I will say that the wings of Baylor do a great job at is cutting. They're great cutters off the ball, which gets them easy points.
Zach Loveday trying to stick with Dalen Kuntz, commits the foul. You know what's funny? You say that about Caleb Shaw and the holidays.
Yeah.
Coach Drew said exactly the same thing. He said if you're going to be, you know, he's obviously respectful of Caleb in Northern Colorado, but he said, we just want to make it a happy holiday. You know what he means by that.
Yeah.
Miss, rebound, put back, foul, Loveday. 5:03 on the clock. Making a lot of trips to the free throw line here late in this game.
Let's take a look at this foul. L.J. Cry stuck his hand in there. That's a good call.
Puts Dalton Connect at the line. Connect, 6'6" senior from Thornton, Colorado. This Northern Colorado team lost to Montana State in the Big Sky tournament last year, championship game. So they were 40 minutes away from making the NCAA tournament. L.J. Cryer continues his big night. He's got 20 on the night with another three-pointer.
It's a great sign. He's a true elite shooter. And even if you have a bad game as a shooter, it does not matter because you're going to come out shooting again. And you're not going to stop till you see the ball go through.
Kuntz drives, spins it in from the left side. Jalen Kuntz has 17 this evening. Leading scorer for Northern Colorado. 4:20 to play. Keontae George is bumped. Bounce back game for Cryer after he had an off shooting night. Baylor's last game against Norfolk State on Friday.
That's a huge bounce back, but that's what great players do. They don't hold their head, they don't sulk, they don't come out the next game being very timid. His confidence is not shaken.
Keontae George, Big 12 Freshman of the Year in the preseason. Crowd goes quiet when he's at the line. King, you're a former player. To me, sometimes it gets too quiet. Is that possible?
Yeah, and get a little awkward when you hit the free throw line.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, everybody's looking at me.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of pressure.
You know, the opposite is, you know, having fans waving in your face when you're playing on the road and shooting free throws. But I could see when it gets that quiet, it being a little unsettling. Didn't faze Keontae at all. Hits the 2 free throws. He's got 9 on the night. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists for the freshman. Caleb Shaw, his first bucket from the floor tonight. A made 3-pointer for Northern Colorado.
Yeah, you figure one have to go in for him.
Keeps on shooting, like you said. Keontae George picks up the loose ball and banks it in. 89-53. Kuntz 3, no good. George rebounds. George brings it up himself. 3.5 minutes on the clock. Gives to Cryer, back to George. Firing a 3, left it short. Josh Ojanwuna, the loose ball out of the air to Langston Love. That did not hit the rim. The shot clock did not reset. Only 5 on the shot clock. George puts it up. Missed that 3 from deep. And the rebound by Dalton Connect. Matt Johnson into the paint. DeShaw drives in again. Shot no good. Ended up on the floor. Ojanwuna, the rebound for Baylor. Cryer drives in, lost the handle, got it back, kicks it back outside to Keontae George. It's the screen, 10 to shoot for the Bears. Nice pass. Josh shot, left it short, but a foul. Josh Ojanwuna will shoot free throws when we come back. Scott Drew, 2 minutes, 26 seconds away from Baylor win number 400. Coach Steve Smiley and the Northern Colorado Bears headed home for a couple of games. Saturday, San Jose State. Next week on Tuesday, they'll play Colorado Christian. Then they'll go to New Mexico to play in the Lobo Classic in Albuquerque. Those games against North Dakota State, Jacksonville State, and host New Mexico Lobos. It's the upcoming schedule for Northern Colorado. They open Big Sky Conference play December 29th on the road at Weber State. Back to play here with 2:26 remaining. Josh Ojanwuna shooting free throws. Nice form there by the big man. First free throw is good. 6'10", 230-pound freshman from Asaba, Nigeria. 90th point of the night for the Bears. There's number 91 on 2 free throws by Josh. 91-53 is the Baylor lead. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to play in this game. Jalen Kuntz. Nice assist. The bucket by Dalton Connect. Connect, second made 3 tonight. He's got 8 points on the night. As expected, the guard tandem Kuntz and Johnson have 31 points combined for Northern Colorado. Foul on Josh Ojanwuna. That is his 4th personal foul. will walk to the near end and shoot free throws with 1:56 remaining. Bears with their third game in 7 days, 8 days, I guess. They played last Monday to open the season. Monday, Friday, Monday. And off to Las Vegas for games Friday and Sunday there. Free throws good by Connect. Second free throws up and in. Nice contingent of Baylor students here tonight on a Monday night. 91-58, under 2 minutes on the clock. Cryer into the paint. Cryer dribbles back out, passes back out to Keontae George. Cryer gets it back with 7 to shoot. Step back three. Shot is no good. Back iron. Connect the rebound. Contested by Cryer as he heads up the floor. L.J. Cryer, personal number 2 on the night. So King 125 remaining. Had 100 on the mind because Scott Drew's about to win his 400th game here at Baylor. Passed the 400 mark last year for his coaching career, including that 1 year at Valparaiso.
I always forget that he coached at Valpo.
1 year. 1 year.
I always forget that.
Yeah. Keontae George to the bench. Jake Youngkin is on. Junior out of Loveland, Ohio.
Let's see if Jake gets a bucket, man. I always say this all the time. If I'm a walk-on, come in the game, I'm not passing. I'm only shooting.
If you touch the ball, it should go up,
If you
right?
touch it, it's going up.
How about Bonner weaves in and scoops it up and in. Dale Bonner has 10 points tonight.
Uh-oh.
And a steal by Bonner.
Hey.
And a dunk at the other end. Exclamation point Baylor. Dale Bonner with 12. One of 5 Baylor players in double-figure scoring tonight.
Been all over those passing lanes. The ball near Dale Bonner. It kind of looks like Darrell Revis. No, he looks like Trayvon Diggs. There we go. On a good day. And yesterday wasn't a good day for my Cowboys. Can't believe that. We just can't beat Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what it is about this. Yes! Shoot the
There's
ball.
Youngkin.
Oh.
3 no good. 15 steals on the night by the Bears.
Why can't the Cowboys beat Aaron Rodgers?
Didn't finish it. Had a 2-touchdown lead going to the 4th quarter.
Didn't want to kick the field goal. What?
Oh, yeah, in overtime.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Shot clock is off. 18 seconds to play. Ten seconds on the clock. Baylor's going to win it over Northern Colorado big, 95-62. Career win number 400 for Scott Drew as the Baylor head coach. A milestone victory for Coach Scott Drew and another dominating win for the Bears on the floor tonight. Congratulations to Coach Drew.
Coach Drew's a legend. Future Hall of Famer. 400 wins. He deserves it all. Congrats.
Hug for his nephew, Caleb Shaw, as they pass in the handshake line. I'm going to say number 400 and counting for Scott Drew. I think he's got a lot more wins in him.
Yeah, he'll definitely get way over that. Probably potentially 500 plus. He's a great coach, and winning is the expectation now. Put a Baylor uniform on.
Expectation he has helped set here as head coach of the Baylor program. Congratulations for Mark Weibel there, team chaplain. Now Adam Flagler jumps in. Don Rogers, congratulations. One of the 15 steals on the night by the Bears as they win over Northern Colorado this evening. Reminder, women's basketball on the air tomorrow night against SMU, 7 p.m. Central Time here in the Farrell Center. For King McClure and our entire cast, I'm John Morris. We appreciate you being with us. Bears win big, 95-62 over Northern Colorado. Congratulations to Scott Drew, his 400th career win as head coach of the Baylor Bears.